So question 1. Two identical metallic sphere are charged with 10 and minus 20 units of charge. If both the spheres are first brought into contact with each other and they are placed to their previous positions, then the ratio of force in the two situations will be. So you have to consider two charges, two identical metallic spheres charged with 10 and minus 20. Suppose you consider this is one metallic sphere that is charged with 10 units and another one metallic sphere. Suppose we consider this is A and B, that is charged with minus 20 units. They are separated by the distance. Suppose you would consider they are separated by distance of r. If both the spheres are first brought into contact with each other, so A and B brought into contact with each other. So what about the total charges now? So Q is equal to 10 minus 20. So Q is equal to minus 10 units. Okay, so after contact, we'll add these two. So Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2. Okay, so again they are placed to their previous position. We will separate these two charges at the same distance of r. Okay, so again we will split up these two in the same position. It means A and B at the same distance of r. So according to the identical metallic sphere, these charge Q is equal to minus 10 units. This will be separated into minus 5 and minus 5. Okay. So now we'll write the force. The ratio of the force in the two situations according to the Coulomb's law. So first we will consider, so before they are brought into contact, so we'll write the force which is considered as F1. So F1 is equal to, we know that according to Coulomb's law, K Q1 Q2 by R square. So which is equal to, so it is Q1 10 units, Q2 20 units. So K, so 10 into 20 divided by R square. So what's the value now? So K into 200 divided by R square. Okay, so now we'll write F2. So F2 is the force between these two metallic sphere after they are separated in the same distance. So we'll write the same things, K into Q1 is minus 5, Q2 is 5. So only you consider the magnitude. So here 5 into 5 divided by R square. So now we will get it 5 into 5 25 times K divided by R square. So we will divide these two values. We take the ratio F1 by F2 which is equal to, so this value divided by this value. So we'll get it 200 divided by 25. So this value divided by this value, K and R squared get cancelled, remaining 200 divided by 25. So we'll get it 8 divided by, so 125, 8 into 25, 200. So F1 by F2 is equal to 8:1. So we see the options, 4 options. So this is the answer. So question 2. 5 identical charges Q are placed equidistant on a semicircle shown in figure. So there are 5 identical charges. So let us consider 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 5 identical charges Q are placed equidistant and a semicircular shown in figure. Another point charge. So Q is kept at the center of the circle of radius R. So calculate the electrostatic force experienced by this small q placed at the center of the semicircle. So let us consider the x-axis and y-axis here. So there are 5 charges, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we are going to calculate the force experienced by q, small q, by this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These charges, capital Q. So first you have to consider the first position Q. The force experienced by small q by this capital Q is along this direction. Okay, this is considered as F1. Then second position, force experienced by Q by capital Q along this position. So this is F2. So force experienced by position 3 Q on Q here along this direction. So this is F3. Then by this position, fourth position along this direction, this is F4, and fifth position along this direction. Okay, this is F5. So assume here, this is exactly here, this is a angle theta. So theta is approximately equal to 45 degree. Okay, so F3 is along x-axis. That components of vector is I cap, and F1 and F2 both are along y and minus y axis, but F4 and F2 along this diagonal. Suppose we consider this rectangle, this is a diagonal. So this F2 is resolved by this resultant. This F2 is resolved by two components. One is horizontal component, theta is here. So this is a horizontal component for this resultant F2. So we'll write F2 cos 45 degree. And for this vertical component here, F2 sin 45 degree. Then we come to the F4. So this is a resultant. So for this F4, the horizontal component is along here. So F4 cos 45, and the vertical component along this direction, F4 sin 45 degree. So let us understand this problem that F1 and F5 and F5 both are equal and opposite directions. So this is F1, this is F5. Okay, at the same time F2 sin 45 degree, which is equal to F4 sin 45 degree. Okay, so both are equal and opposite directions. So these components are cancel each other. Because both are equal and opposite. Okay, so what about the remaining component? F3, F2 cos 45 degree, F4 cos 45 degree, all the three components lying on the same directions. So which are added together. So we'll write the total force F total, which is equal to F3 plus F2 cos 45 degree plus F4 cos 45 degree. So we'll use the Coulomb's law. For F3, here you consider Q and Q. So write K, capital Q, small q by, what is the distance between these two? Is equal to the radius. So r square plus, again we'll write F2. So F2 Q. So K Q by r square into cos 45 degree. We know that cos 45 is equal to 1 by root 2. Similarly, we'll write F4. So K Q by r square into 1 by root 2. Okay. So here K Q by r square plus, we'll add these two values, both are equal term, so 2 times K Q by r square into 1 by root 2. Okay, so F total is equal to, so what are the common terms? In both of the equation consist of K into Q by r square. Okay, so here 1. So if you simplify this term, 2 divided by root 2. So we'll consider root 2. So 1 plus root 2. Okay, then force is a vector quantity. We know that. So force is a vector quantity. So the net force, that means the total force experienced by Q by all these charges, which is lying on the direction of x-axis. Okay, so we'll use the component I cap, and the unit of SI unit of force, which is Newton. So we'll mention N. So this is along x-axis. Understand? So F total is equal to K times Q by r square 1 plus root 2 and I. So this is the answer. So question number 3. The force between two charges is 180 Newton. The space between them is filled with a dielectric having dielectric constant 9. So what is the force between the charges now? So you can understand the force between the two charges. Let us consider F, which is equal to 180 Newton. So force between the two charges, this is under vacuum. So it is equal to 180 Newton. Now the space between the two charges is filled with a dielectric. Okay, so there are two charges, namely Q1 and Q2. They are separated by a distance of r. The force between these two charges is F is equal to 180 Newton. Now the space between the two charges is filled with dielectric having the dielectric constant 9. What is the force? Okay, so we are going to calculate the value of F medium. Okay, so let us write F vacuum. So F vacuum is equal to, so 1 by, according to the Coulomb's law, 1 by 4 by epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by r square. Okay, so similarly we'll write F medium, which is equal to 1 by 4 by, here epsilon naught is a permittivity of free space, vacuum. So now we will use in medium permittivity. Medium of permittivity. So Q1 due2 by R square. So we know that epsilon is equal to epsilon r epsilon r. So F medium, which is equal to 1 by 4 by epsilon r into Q1 Q2 by R square. Okay. So compare these two equations 1 and 2. So you are going to take the ratio. So F vacuum by F medium. So divide this equation by this. So you'll get it. What's the value remaining? Epsilon r. This is a remaining quantity. Remaining all the things are cancel. So 1 by 4 by epsilon naught, 1 by 4 by epsilon naught cancel. Q1 Q2 by R square, Q1 Q2 by cancel. So remaining things 1 divided by epsilon r. So better you will write. So 1 by 4 by epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R square whole divided by 1 by 4 by epsilon naught epsilon r Q1 Q2 by R square. So all the quantity it will be cancelled. Remaining things 1 by epsilon naught r. So F vacuum by F medium, which is equal to epsilon r. Okay. So our aim is to calculate the value of force when the space is filled with the dielectric. It means F medium. So F medium, which is equal to F vacuum divided by epsilon r. So F vacuum 180 divided by what is epsilon r? It is called dielectric constant. Epsilon r dielectric constant. So epsilon r, which is equal to 9. So divided by 9. So 9. So here 3. So 30 Newton. Okay. So answer is D. So question 4. 3 charges plus 4Q, capital Q and small q are placed in a straight line of length L at points of distance 0, L by 2 and L. What should be the value of capital Q in order to make the net force on Q to be 0? So let us consider a straight line. Okay, there are 3 positions 0, L by 2, L actually. So there are 3 charges. So this 4Q is situated at 0 position. So this is plus 4Q. Then what is it? A small q. This is at a position of 0. This is at a position of L. So the distance between these two is equal to L. Then another one charge capital Q, which is placed at exactly L by 2. That means the total length is L. So this is L by 2. This is L by 2. So capital Q is placed at here. Okay. So the aim of the question is, what should be the value of capital Q in order to make the net force on small q to be 0. Okay, so here the magnitude is 4, we can understand. So now we'll write the force experienced by this small q by the capital Q is along this direction. Suppose you have to consider this is F1. Then the force experienced by this Q by this 4Q, that is also along the same direction. So along here, so let us consider that is F2. Okay. So we'll calculate what's the value of Q to make the net force, total force on Q to be 0. So let us consider F net, which is equal to F1 plus F2 is equal to 0. So this is a condition for this problem. So first we will write F1, force experienced by Q by capital Q is F1, which is situated at a distance of L by 2. Okay, so according to the Coulomb's law, we'll write K, Q1, Q2. So capital Q, small q divided by, so R square here, R is equal to L by 2. So L divided by 2, the whole square, which is equal to 4 K Q Q by L square. Okay, this is the value of F1. So similarly, we will write F2. So F2 is the force experienced by Q by this 4Q, which is situated at a distance of L. So we'll write the force equation. K times one charge is 4Q and another one is Q. So 4Q into Q, 4Q square divided by, which is situated at the distance of L. So simply we'll write L square. So we'll write 4K Q square by L square. So this is F1, this is F2. So we use the condition F net is equal to F1 plus F2 is equal to 0. So let us use the condition 4K QQ by L square plus 4K Q square by L square which is equal to 0. So you take the common terms. 4K, and here one small q, here one small q. So Q divided by L square into the remaining term capital Q. So here small q, which is equal to 0. So consider the first term 4K by L square. So this is not equal to 0, K is not equal to 0. So you know that L is not equal to 0. So these total term which is not equal to 0. So according to the trivial case, this Q which is also not equal to 0. Because if it is 0, this problem is not possible. Okay. So let us consider Q plus Q which is equal to 0. So this is only one condition. So Q plus Q is equal to 0. And this term is not equal to 0. According to the trivial case, this is not equal to 0. So remaining Q plus Q is equal to 0. So Q is equal to minus Q. So the value of Q which is equal to minus Q. So option A.